Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. A very, very warm welcome to Edge Hill. We will do our utmost to brighten a rather dullish day. Immediately after the trumpet fanfare, the University Secretary, Leslie Munro, will give the opening address. I hereby declare this congregation open.
Chancellor, Pro-Chancellor, Vice-Chancellor, colleagues, graduands, family and friends, a very warm welcome to this ceremony where we celebrate together the achievement of our graduands, and a particular welcome to the University on this, and I have in brackets here written, appropriate comment about the weather. Fortunately, it is not raining today. We have had pretty much of a deluge for the earlier part of the week, so I hope your luck holds out for the rest of the day. You join us at the end of another successful year for the university, with continued increases in the number of applications to study here, excellent graduate outcomes, record profits, and a further £14 million investment in what I hope you will agree is a stunning campus. If that sounds a little like a business report, I make no apology. For on one level, that is what universities are these days, businesses. Public funding for higher education continues to decrease at the expense of student contributions, and it is students, no doubt with the support of their families, who will shortly pay the full cost of university courses, albeit through government fee loans. Universities will increasingly stand or fall on their ability to attract and retain good students. Whatever our personal views about policy in relation to higher education funding, and I speak as someone who enjoyed the privilege of a free university education, one of the significant effects of the change that government has been keen to emphasise is that students will now have much more of a stake in the university that they choose to study at, and so will drive up expectations in relation to the quality of the experience they receive. And surely that can't be a bad thing. Well, let me say that this university does not need government incentives or threats to remind us of the importance of the student experience, though it may act as a spur for some. It is absolutely fundamental to our purpose. Here at Edge Hill, we have always viewed learning as a partnership, with the student experience at the heart of everything we do. It is part of an ethos that goes back to our roots and informs all our major decisions. Turning a profit is important not in terms of a line in a set of accounts, but because of the use that money can be put to, investing in staff and facilities to develop the first-class living and learning environment that we offer. Our graduates today have undertaken courses in the Faculty of Education, a faculty which represents a key part of the university's commitment to the development of children and young people. The largest provider of initial, postgraduate and post-compulsory teacher training in the country, the faculty is at the forefront of new ideas and innovation. It is also unique in being graded outstanding in all 33 aspects of provision in the 2011 Ofsted inspection. It doesn't get better than that, and you can feel justly proud that you are graduating from a university with the highest standards and levels of achievement. But today is about what you have achieved. Money can buy a lot of things, but it does not buy you a degree. I know you have all worked hard to be here today, and I congratulate you. I also know that your achievement has depended on the dedicated and committed support from your tutors here in front of you, the staff in the many schools and colleges that we work with, and most importantly, the encouragement of all of you who might possibly be thinking that your sons, daughters, partners, spouses might finally be getting a job. We all owe you an enormous debt of gratitude, because without your support, we would not be sharing this occasion. And perhaps I could ask the students here and the staff of the university to show our appreciation for your contribution to today. In a year which has often seemed too full of economic and political gloom, a year where a few greedy bankers have impoverished the lives of many, a year of what has seemed to be perpetual rain, what will stay with me are some of the extraordinary moments we have witnessed. An historic handshake in Northern Ireland, Andy Murray in a Wimbledon final, Bradley Wiggins in the Tour de France, the grit and humour of a triumphant John Bishop. We have found the Higgs boson, the God particle. Sometimes the impossible happens. I'm afraid that'll be next year for Andy. But we still have the Olympics to come. And who but the British would stand in the rain for hours in thin plastic ponchos to celebrate a singular woman's golden jubilee, or watch the parade of a metal torch and make it fun? What we have seen in abundance this year are the attributes of resilience, humour, courage, determination and belief, and it is these attributes I want to emphasise today. As teachers, you will have a unique opportunity to influence young minds. Now more than ever, our young people need to believe that with hard work and determination, they can achieve their dreams. They need to be resilient against the challenges they will face and have the courage to overcome them. Most of all, they will need a sense of perspective to enjoy life to the full. After all, life is for living. I hope that your time here has helped you to believe these things for yourselves. Your job is to pick up the torch and pass it on, to encourage, inspire, and inject that sense of fun to the next generation that will help them secure a better future. Nothing could be more important. And finally, as you leave here today, remember that you are now the face of Edge Hill University. It is our graduating students who do most to enhance our reputation. It has been a joy and a privilege to share some of your life and to help you on the journey you are now starting. Be happy, be fulfilled, be whatever you want to be because you can. And be proud of us as we are proud of you. Have a wonderful day. Thank you.
Welcome. I'm Robert Smedley, Dean of the Faculty of Education here at Edge Hill. Chancellor, Pro-Chancellors, Vice-Chancellor, Pro-Vice-Chancellors, colleagues, graduands and guests. Tony Khan is a successful entrepreneur who is hugely committed to providing educational opportunities for all and is passionate about learning. Tony was born in London in 1939. His family moved to Lancashire at the start of the war, and he's lived there ever since. He was educated at Rugby School, then Manchester University, where he obtained an honours degree in chemistry. After training with Courtauls in 1960, he joined the family weaving business in Burnley. After a period of growth, the company went public and amalgamated with a large group. He then returned to Courtauls and, after working for a short while in Nelson, built up and managed one of their new mills in Skelmersdale, which employed over 1,000 people and generated its own power. To just give you an idea, in today's terms, the enterprise would be equivalent to a £100 million project. At 29, Tony left Courtauls to set up in business. His first venture was to set up a company that manufactured mini-computers to monitor in real time machines such as looms in factories. This company sold systems all over the world, including Europe, America, and one large installation in Egypt. At the same time, he set up an engineering factory manufacturing specialist deep-drawn pressings. Please don't ask me what they are. Both of these businesses were sold about 25 years ago. Then in the mid-1990s, Tony chaired the local East Lancashire Training and Enterprise Council, known as EL Tech. They were responsible for the government's vocational training and had a budget of about 40 million per annum in today's money. The Training and Enterprise Council was judged among the top 3 most efficient in the country, and they closed in 1998. But chairing that council gave Tony the first sparks of how important education and training were, and he realised that he wanted to try and improve education for children. Tony owned a company that manufactured digitisers, both in the UK and the USA, and he realised that the use of large digitisers could increase productivity and learning in schools if teachers also had the right software. Well, the first interactive whiteboards were delivered in 1996, and production doubled every year for the first 10 years. This company is called Promethean, and Promethean's boards are now in use in nearly 1 million classrooms worldwide, probably influencing the lives of twice as many teachers and 50 million children. This experience showed that technology could change the classroom and offer real interactivity with feedback in real time to children, enhancing their learning and enabling teachers to intervene as soon as it was appropriate. The development of handheld devices to achieve this feedback and promote formative assessment promises to increase the efficiency of classrooms and learning by perhaps as much as 30%. And I just brought along with me an example to show you, to just give you a feel in terms of the handheld device. This isn't the latest version, but Tony himself has actually designed and developed these. And these literally transform learning in the classroom with children in terms of what they do. And many of our graduates here today, in fact, have been part of a pilot that Tony has supported very, very enthusiastically in that way. Tony is a manufacturing man at heart, and he has started and continues to be involved in companies that manufacture large plastic blow moulded components. A company that manufactures hundreds of millions of small springs for the pharmaceutical industry. A company that manufactures large format scanners. A suit manufacturing company, and also companies in distribution and some retail. His interests, in addition to wanting to help improve education, include efforts to reform the criminal justice system and a project to help Indians in the poor northeast of India, and also the Unitarian denomination of which he is a member. Tony is the chair of the governing body of an academy, Accrington Academy, in an area of severe deprivation and out of all of his areas of achievement. It is the strides made by this academy in helping its students achieve that gives him the most pleasure. Andy O'Brien is the principal of Accrington Academy, and I contacted Andy, given what was happening today, and this is what Andy said, and I wanted to share this with you. There are currently 1,147 students at Accrington Academy and 126 staff. The following words, Robert, in relation to Tony Can, are penned on their behalf. In 2008, Accrington Moorhead High School began a new chapter of its life as Accrington Academy. The move towards the complexity of academy status, whilst pivotal, was also a time of challenge and uncertainty. As Lancashire's first academy, the spotlight to succeed was very bright. We need not to have worried. The academy was about to encounter our new chair of governors, Tony Can. Tony is an inspirational figure. His drive and determination to ensure that every student will achieve is evident in his every action. Tony has a central belief that we are all learners and that given the right circumstances, support and opportunity, we can achieve excellence in any field. Over the past 3 years at Accrington, this vision and belief has become a living reality. The reality, however, manifests itself in a person who lives and breathes it. Tony leads our governors with incision, speaks to staff with humility, delivers sessions to students with passion, and listens with 100% commitment. Most importantly, however, he is a man of his word and a man of action. In September last year, every student progressed from our first year of sixth form with results that allowed them to progress into their first choice of university. For many of these students before Accrington Academy, their future would have been in a world of aspirational obscurity and missed opportunity. University wasn't an option. I know that Tony would value the achievements of each and every student as much as all the success he has achieved within his illustrious business life. We all feel great pride in recommending Tony for any recognition for his passions and determination to affect the life chances of so many people. What fantastic words for you, Tony. And Andy sends, of course, his very, very best wishes. I personally, as Dean, have only known Tony for 3 years. He was introduced to me by Chris Trinick, one of Edge Hill's pro-chancellors. And from that point, Tony became a significant colleague and friend of the university and a friend to me professionally. Tony has been keen to educate me to the potential of real-time formative assessment and has arranged for me to visit a number of schools that use Promethean equipment. We've even met in service stations on motorways, and I've even had a lesson from him in Italian, counting 1 to 10, while stationary in a traffic jam for over an hour on the famous M62. Having said all of that, his overriding passion is to help teachers. Help them through the use of technology, improve education, raise standards, and help change the lives of thousands of students who fail to reach their full potential. Edge Hill University ourselves is recognised nationally and internationally as a leading university in the creation and development of knowledge around education, professional practice, learning and research. Tony's outstanding work and continued passion resonates closely with the work of Edge Hill. And we are delighted to have this opportunity today to recognise and celebrate Tony's achievements in the world of business and education. Chancellor, On behalf of the university, it gives me the greatest pleasure to present Tony Can for the award of an honorary doctorate in education.
By the authority vested in me as Chancellor of Edge Hill University, I hereby confer the award of Honorary Doctor of Education upon Tony Can. Thank you so much, Tony. Congratulations.
Chancellor, Vice-Chancellor, ladies and gentlemen, I have to admit it is totally out of character for me to have such profuse public acknowledgement. For it is my view that it is my good luck to be in a position to pursue my own dreams. It was a fortunate day for me when nearly 20 years ago, the government asked me to serve on a working party concerned with reducing the bureaucracy that teachers were subjected to. I was the token industrialist. On the one side, there were departmental staff. On the other side, there were trade unionists. I was in the middle. I was amazed when it became apparent to me how very difficult a job it is to be a good teacher. It changed my life. I'm not sure, as a group, we were very successful, even if the Laptops for Teachers program at that time was my suggestion. The key to our economy and the lives of our population generally comes from the quality of education which can develop the potential of all individuals. I don't think we do a good job. Against the potential, I think we do a rubbish job. We selectively pick and choose and literally leave many by the wayside. We are satisfied if we reach inadequate norms and averages. A few break through. I would not be surprised if we leave half the potential unrealized. The key to releasing human potential in schools and beyond is teaching. Assembling good lesson material using the best that is available in this data-rich world, displaying it in an efficient way, and using different media that meet the different learning styles of each student, all increasing pace and making much better use of time, is a real challenge, to say the least. And that is why we developed interactive whiteboards with supporting software to help teachers in this difficult task. However, this is not nearly enough. We need to directly engage every student in depth. And just teaching in the normal way only partially does that. It is why, as Robert showed you, we have developed low-cost response systems that provide feedback involving every student simultaneously as they answer. Misconceptions are corrected immediately, and the teachers have the information to intervene while the questions are fresh in the mind and before the learners are discouraged. Every student moves to their own level of ability, while at the same time their answers are recorded and summarized in a way that can easily be used during the lesson or later. No marking. Makes one out of breath saying it, never mind doing it. And research has Robert shown, and it's obvious, isn't it? If you feed back the whole time to teachers and students in real time, you will get enormous improvements, and research is proving that. I am driven to make this happen. Just think what it means in terms of human potential released. Over 10 years of schooling, it could be the equivalent of 2 to 3 extra years and less stressed teachers. I am particularly grateful to receive this honor from this university because it recognizes and confirms that to make really substantial improvements in teaching, not just tinkering at the edges, we have to use a new pedagogy. I'm grateful too, because it is in this university that there is a group led by the Dean that is also driven and dedicated to make a real difference in the quality of teaching. Not just meeting average statistics. Protect us all from the average. And you are succeeding. Thank you very much.
Chancellor, on behalf of Academic Board, I present students from the Faculty of Education who are candidates for awards today. Postgraduate Certificate in Education Early Years, Helen Christine Abbott. Lisa Billing. Sharon Nicole Duthie. Claire Louise Gray. Mark Hadfield. Sarah May Holland. Adele Louise Maddox. Professional Graduate Certificate in Education Early Years, Kate Bamerling. Rebecca Bedson. Emma Bezick. Caitlin Bryant. Gloria C.K. Cheng. Jeanette Chesterton. Helen Claire Chesworth. Lucy Doran. Katie Dunn. Kizzy Ellen Elliott. Samantha Findlay. Carly Flint. Joanne Gemmell. Rachel Elizabeth Gill. Laura Kate Gilmore. Faye Huddart. Lorraine Dawn Hudson. Andrea Jane Hughes. Sarah Johnson. Stephanie Kidd. Shelley Kirkman. Joshua Leary. Rebecca Marshall. Stephanie Marshall. Catherine Ann Martin. Rosalind Olivia McKay. Alison Mills. Catherine Moss. Lorraine Nutt. Greg Power. Elizabeth Ann Renouf. Nicola Riley. Daniel Sayer. Leslie Shovelton. Rebecca Louise Swanton. Jennifer Ward. Postgraduate Certificate in Education Primary, Lindsay Arends. Rachel Jane Barker. Chloe Emma Barnes. Louise Gabrielle Bogle. Victoria Marie Brayany. Terry Susan Browning. Kelly Heather Byrne. Michael Ian Kopoloff. Adele Carly Cragg. Robert Crosby. Alice Catherine Davis. Sarah Jane Dentith. Joanna Louise Dunn. Rebecca Ann Francis. Sally Claire Gould. Elizabeth Sarah Graham. David Gray. Stephanie Louise Harrison. Christopher Matthew Heesom. Sarah Jane Henry. Nafisa Hussain. Daniel Hyde. Catherine Louise Jones. Rebecca Jane Kersley. Dennis James McKeegan. Rachel Victoria McGrath. Louise McIntyre. Kirsty McLaughlin. Laura McMahon. Karen Middleton. Yvonne Claire Nathaniel. Natalia Louise Nelson. John O'Hagan. Sarah Elizabeth Petrie. Robin Physick. Moya Patricia Pratt. Andrew David William Price. Helen Price. Holly Jane Quinlan. Philippa Russman. Ashley Scott. Catherine Sexton. Ian James Sharkey. Diane Sheerin. Daniel Lawrence Shevlin. Jennifer Size. Madeline Jane Stones. Nicole Topham. Julie Treacy. Lucy Rose Wathen. Jonathan Keith Wells. Daniel James Whittaker. Andrew Wignall. Helen Jane Allison Wood. Verity Wright. Professional Graduate Certificate in Education Primary, Lindsay Nicole Arnfield. Carl Eyre. Suzanne Barton. Chloe Philomena Bolger. Catherine Grace Breen. Julia Helen Burnett. Deborah Louise Burns. Catherine Ann Burton. Ailey Campbell. Karen Klusky. Genevieve Louise Conway. Lauren Crompton. Lucy Jane Colshaw. Matthew Christopher Dean. Michael Dean Murta. Lauren Siobhan Dowling. Leon Rowan Dury. Rachel Ann Farrimond.
Clara Emily Fletcher. Jennifer Ann Flynn. Michael Anthony Flynn. Jodie Marie Galpin. Elizabeth Mary Glassbrook. Gregory Hale. Deborah Marie Hanstock. Gemma Elizabeth Hughes. Laura Jane Kelly. Peter James Cooley. Lisa Marie Lally. Anna Meehan. Laura Jane Millen. Lucy Elizabeth Miller. Kerry Elizabeth Moore. Claire O'Carolan. Richard Edward Palmer. Harry George Pickup. Colin Warwick Jeffrey Price. Victoria Jane Diane Rogers. Hannah Schofield. Helen Louise Sharp. Kate Sherville Payne. Stephen Paul Stone. Craig Peter Todd. Gabrielle Rachel Louise Watts. Thomas Harry Robert Watts. Ben Charles Christopher Whiteside. Carrie N. Ann Whitfield. Gemma Williams. Michelle Yates. Postgraduate Certificate in Education, Secondary, Applied Art and Design, Elizabeth Ann Corwell Davis. Gemma Leanne Scott. Nicola Tracy. Kurt Andrew Tutty. Victoria Jane Wignall. Professional Graduate Certificate in Education, Secondary, Applied Art and Design, Jonathan Irwin. Lowry Sean Williams. Postgraduate Certificate in Education, Secondary, Business Education, Cater Susan Bidwell. Amanda Jane Bruce. Philip Castile. Grace Cunningham. Aisling Gildy. Elizabeth Hind. Robert Scott King. Donna McCaig. Aoife Claire McKenney. Rachel O'Kelly. Maha Sarui. Andrea Sharp. Benjamin Oliver Webb. Professional Graduate Certificate in Education, Secondary, Business Education, Kerim Jones. Carla Marie McGinley. Emma Power. Bernadette Sweeney. Postgraduate Certificate in Education, Secondary, Design and Technology, Ashley Lauren Catherine Evans. Shelley Harper Harris. Jennifer Carris Hurd. Natalie Home. Matthew James Lowe. Chloe Jane Marshall. Anisha Mistry. Neil Prowse. Kirsty Sean Webster. Stephanie Joanne Wilson. Megan Bridget Woodhouse. Emily Kate Woodward. Professional Graduate Certificate in Education Secondary, Design and Technology, Claire Louise Hewitt. Postgraduate Certificate in Education Secondary, Information and Communications, Sadia Abreem Ahmed. Georgina Joan Bromby. Ashley Burrows. Helen Elizabeth Gillies. Jessica Hannant. Philip Michael Henry. Samuel Paul Jackson. Glyn Johnson. Tanya Elizabeth Jones. Nicole McShane. Ismail Yusuf Namaji. Megan Patterson. Anjuman Robinson. Sandra Wood. Professional Graduate Certificate in Education Secondary, Information and Communications Technology, Alan Mahoney. Bayani Tyrone McIver. Shepherd and Luvo. Laura Daniel O'Neill. Derek Pinnock. Ghulam Kasim Kadir. Postgraduate Certificate in Education Secondary, Modern Foreign Languages, Stephen Butler. David James Casey. Ibrima Sori Diallo. Scott James Durant. Jade Leanne Fleming. Rachel Michelle Louisa Louis. Claire Marie Lowe. Idel Marie Martin. Carly Antonia Woodward. Professional Graduate Certificate in Education Secondary, Modern Foreign Languages, Nicola Barbara Barnes. Yibing Jolly. Bertha Leoga Kinney. Postgraduate Certificate in Education Secondary, Music, Sarah May Byrne. Jennifer Sarah Card. Fiona Louise Cooper. Ruth Hannah George. Thomas Martin Hughes. Marika Matuik. Vincent John Starbuck. Professional Graduate Certificate in Education Secondary, Music, Jenny Louise Elmer. Charlotte Ann Fay. Killian Kilduff. Una Marion Rafferty. Chancellor, that concludes the presentation of students from the Faculty of Education.
I've shaken lots of very sweaty hands. But they only get their degree if I say a few words as the Chancellor. So I need to just check with you whether you're happy for me to give them their degrees. Would you like me to give them their degrees? Somebody just yelled, please, in a rather desperate fashion. Would you? Okay. You want them, yes? Really? All right, well, serious faces. Here we go. This is it. This is what you've worked for, okay? This is a really important moment in your lives and in your careers. So here we go. By the authority vested in me as Chancellor of Edge Hill University, I hereby confer the Edge Hill University Awards for which you have been presented, and I congratulate you all. Well done. Hats off and raise them in the air. Well, phew. They made it. Hello, good morning. My name's Professor Tanya Byron. I'm the Chancellor here at Edge Hill University. And for those of you who don't understand how university hierarchies work, as Chancellor, basically, I am the Queen. So I welcome you here to my wonderful university in this, my Jubilee year. Just so that you understand further, Dr. John Cater, who was sitting on my right, is the Vice-Chancellor of the university, so therefore he is the Prime Minister. I'm actually quite pleased with this Prime Minister, you'll be pleased to know. And then on the front row there, you have my cabinet. You also have behind me the cast of the Harry Potter films, who also are the most dedicated, extraordinary and wonderful colleagues I have here, staff who have worked really, really hard in a really conscientious and dedicated way to get your loved ones, to get all of you guys to where you are here today. And before I offer you some pearls of wisdom as I send you on your merry way, I'd really like you to show your appreciation to the staff at the Faculty of Education, a faculty that is renowned both nationally and internationally for some of the most innovative, exceptional work that we do in terms of the education we deliver. Could the Dean of the Faculty and all the other staff please stand up, and please can you show your appreciation for everything they've done for you? Right, so some really inspirational words. Well, who can believe it? After all those mornings that you slept in, the lectures that you skipped, the essay crisis at 4 o'clock in the morning with the large mug of coffee and various bits of things to keep you going. Don't shake your head and say you didn't do it, because we know you did, because we all did. But congratulations. This is a really important moment. I tell you, one of the reasons I like being Chancellor, I mean, I love being Chancellor of Edge Hill because we are an extraordinary university, and I could spend a long time telling you why, but that's not why you're here. But why I love being Chancellor is because this is a very, very, very special moment. I look out there, I see tears in eyes, I see absolute pride in those of you here to celebrate the achievements of your loved ones. What I get from you lot is people walking towards me shaking, with sweaty hands. Some of them saying, I feel really overwhelmed, I think I'm going to cry, which I find incredibly emotional. Some of you saying, I'm really sorry, Chancellor, I'm going to have to dash past you because I think I'm going to be sick, which obviously then I race you by. But actually, this is a very pivotal moment, and you must remember this moment. You must remember what you felt when I shook your hand, what you're feeling now, and what you'll feel when you meet your friends and family outside. And I want you to take this moment into your careers. You are doing, I think, one of the most important careers there is to do. A career of selflessness and dedication, and as my colleagues said this morning, it's about nurturing young hearts and young minds and working to bring up the next generation, not only to learn, but to love learning, to love thinking, to love knowledge, to love their imagination, and to love their creativity. Our university motto is In Scientia Opportunitas, which means in knowledge there is opportunity. And what I would like to say to you is, particularly because if you think about the honorary doctorate graduate that we have had today, Tony Can, an inspirational man who through his own passions and beliefs has taken his ideas, his designs with his colleagues and staff, and he is transforming the lives of children and young people in education. You can do that too. You are from Edge Hill University, and we are the best at delivering teacher training. I'm not just saying that because I'm showing off as the Chancellor, I'm saying it because we have awards that say that. We are not just outstanding, we are exceptional, as therefore are you. I am proud of you, and I am proud that you will now be our ambassadors and go out there as Edge Hill University graduates and teach in the best way you can, because you will be brilliant. Be proud of yourselves, and if it ever gets too easy and too comfortable, remember the slog and remember the moment today and challenge yourself and push yourself, and like Tony Can, like all the people in this room who've supported you, make a real difference. Congratulations on behalf of myself, my Vice-Chancellor, my Pro-Vice-Chancellors, Pro-Chancellors, and all the staff here. We're very proud of you, and have a fantastic, wonderful and exciting career. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, with a song for our graduating class of 2012, Will you please welcome Miss Lucy McHale?
I see trees of green, red roses too. I watch them bloom for me and you, and I think to myself, what a wonderful I hear babies cry, I watch them grow, and they'll learn much more than I'll ever know. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. The colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces of people passing by. I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? They're really saying, I love you. I see trees of green, red roses too. I watch them bloom for me and you, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I think to myself, what a wonderful
Thank you, Lucy. May I add my personal congratulations to those who have just graduated and also to Tony Can upon his honorary award. And thank you, Tony, for the fascinating response on behalf of everybody in the hall. Ladies and gentlemen, in case there have been some technology malfunctions with cameras and telephones, there have been quite a few earlier in the week, though you seem to be quite experienced photographers looking around the hall. The entire proceedings will be available to be seen on the university's website, probably from sometime tomorrow. I actually went on the website myself this morning, and I do not pretend to be a techie, but there is a link to graduations, and I saw that already well over 900 hits for each of Tuesday's graduation ceremonies. So it is available for you. Furthermore, the Chancellor, Queen Tanya, will happily pose for an enormous fee for photographs afterwards. I don't know what the weather's doing, whether it's possible to be outside by the lake and with the gardens, fingers crossed. Far more importantly, ladies and gentlemen, refreshments are available in the Student Hub, which is the modern building immediately to the rear of the main building. These students won't have a clue where it is because their base is on the other side of the lake or they're away on placements. but you probably saw it on your way over here. Students, do not even contemplate going near the lake, or worse still, like the sports students, jumping in the lake, otherwise we'll take your awards away from you. On that note, I declare the congregation closed.